Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to all of our viewers joining us from the comforts of their homes. I'm Nicholas So from the Diploma in Advertising, and this is the third installment of the Gucci for Real series. Gucci standing for good, what's up? And for real, it just means what it is. We're keeping it real, keeping it 100% with you guys, talking about our experiences as students in the Nanyang Academy of Fine Arts. With me today are three of my friends. Say hi, guys.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Now, my friends are all from different diplomas in the Design and Media program. Would you guys care to introduce yourselves?
Hi, my name is Nusra and I'm from Diploma in Advertising.
Hi, I'm Darren. I'm from Diploma in Graphic Communication.
Hi, I'm Bella. I'm diploma from illustration with design with animation.
It's a long diploma. All right.
Yes.
Before we start, I just want to let viewers watching let them know that we're going to open the floor to questions like right now. So just send us a question and we'll try and get to it if we can. If they send it to my phone. So you guys have watched the past couple of days. We all start with what the first impression of NAFA is, but I'm going to change it up a bit and ask a different question, guys. What was it like for you? What was it like for you as an art student? What were the I'm sorry, guys. How did your friends and family react to you joining an art school? Let's start with Nusra.
I think personally for me, getting going toward this career as a creative, choosing this as a career path was a worry for them because I think there's still a stigma around like being a creative in Singapore. So they were pretty unsure of like how being a creative could actually rake dollars in for you to actually to survive in Singapore. So they weren't happy with it because like why can't you take business or engineering courses or like others, because I think they still have the perspective of like doing arts or like being a creative person, I don't think there's a future for you. So yeah, that's what it is.
That's a pretty interesting take and one that's really common for us as Singaporeans. But
Yeah.
I have two other friends joining me today, and they're actually both foreign students from Indonesia. I want to ask you guys, Gregorio Darren Esmoro and Maria Martha Arabella. What is this, a long name club? I want to ask you guys, what was it like for you guys, for your friends and family? Because Indonesia is a country famous for art and culture. So was it the same as Nusra, or did they push you guys to become an artist? Let's start with Darren.
Right. I think it is somewhat similar. So my whole family, well, most of my members in my family, they either go to business or engineering or things like that. But I was the first one of the first one who actually goes to design school, and it got me thinking. I was struggling whether this is something that I can do. But my family was very supportive. I have a mentor who is my uncle who actually made me want to go to design school, and I think it is really nice to have this support from my family, even though like it's not something that my whole family is doing currently. But yeah.
Happy to hear that you have some support. Bella, was it the same for you?
Yeah, I think my condition is pretty similar with Darren. My family is very supportive that I choose art, in despite of like my friends and distant relatives. They somehow quite skeptical when I say that I'm going to pursue art and design as my future. They always like have those odd eyes when I say I'm going to pursue that, and they always ask like, "Are you sure about that as your future?" Like those kind of question. It's a bit saddening, but then like I still have my support from my family, so I still feel fine. Yeah.
Happy to hear that from all of you guys. So we have three different artists, three very talented artists from three different backgrounds, but one similar notion here is that art is really underappreciated. And I want to ask you guys how you guys feel as artists working for people that might not really appreciate you and your craft, especially here. I'll start with Nusra. What do you think about this? Because there was an article released about 3 weeks ago listing the artist as the least essential occupation during a pandemic, which was largely misinterpreted, but I'll leave it to you. Nusra?
Yeah, that's an interesting question and very subjective, yes, because there are many possible answers and opinions. Like some people would argue that art is essential to life, while others would say that it's not, that it's unnecessary. So while you could argue either way, there are some possible reasons why people would think art is not an essential to life. maybe because based off this context of like the pandemic and all, if we define essential by what we actually need to breathe and survive, I don't think art plays a part, and art is essential in that terms. But in terms of like being as art as an entertainment, like, you know, I think that's very, very, very essential, because without art, without creatives, without us, the world could be a little bit more boring than how it is. So like you can't watch movies, you can't listen to music. So I think that's how it is. But in context to that, the article, I think that's just pointing out the opinion on what others feel about the pandemic and how art is not as of important as others.
Well said, Nusra. Well said. Okay, I'm going to shift another question to Darren now. Okay, Darren, you're known quite well around the school for being a good boy. That's one. But mostly for your specialization in UI UX, which is not something that most designers in our school focus on. Do you think that UI UX can play a big part in contributing to society, and how so?
Oh yeah, of course. So UI UX is actually consumer or user centered. So we focus on solving people's problems. We look at from the point of view of our audience. So and we want to make their lives better. So that's basically it. So I think user experience is one of the ways we as designers are responsible, you know, to make things better. We as designers, we do not just make advertisings or posters, but we actually want to serve and create better experiences for people. So I really want to encourage schools, especially design schools, to adopt UI and UX as part of their curriculum, because I really think that's where we're lacking.
I agree 100%, Darren. But you know, art helping society? No way. No, I'm kidding, guys. Bella, your final year project, it focused a lot on public transportation in Indonesia, and that does play a big part in society as well. Could you tell us more about your final year project?
Basically, my final year project is social campaign talking about good etiquettes in public transportation in Jakarta. Because like if we compare the condition, the public transportation in Singapore and in Jakarta is like 180-degree difference. Is like in Singapore, everything is like very well managed, very clean. Everybody like always sticks to the rules. But then instead in Jakarta or in Indonesia, like all those people like do whatever they want, don't ever care about the rules, and like bad cases keep happening in public transportation. That's the topic that I want to put on that show to the community that this is one of the issues that I like to point out about Indonesia. And for my project, actually, I created like a fusion of like a poster and a comic into one. So like I'm bringing up this quite heavy topic actually to become a like lighter and like with a comedy part in it also.
I think that's great, Bella. I think it's a wonderful response to the needs of your country, and many countries for that matter. Speaking of Jakarta and Indonesia, I want to give a quick shout out to our good friend Didi, who we're going to flash on the screen right now. Didi is leaving Singapore for Indonesia next week. That's him right there. That's not the dog, the guy. Didi will be leaving. Didi's going to be leaving, and we're all going to miss him very much. Thank you for filling our lives with love and joy and frustration, Didi. See you.
Thank you.
Darren, you're his close friend, right? You want to say anything real quick?
Didi, I hope I wish you the best, and I'll see you in Japan someday soon.
Yeah. Didi, you know, Didi always got a bad rep for talking a lot about Japan, but you know what's crazy, guys? I went to Japan, like, he would always talk about Japan, and when I went to Japan, I met a bunch of guys. We had dinner, you know, having a good time. Later on, we're like exchanging Instagrams, right? And he goes, "Hey, you know this guy?" And I'm like, "Oh, it's Didi, bro. These guys know Didi." So, a little crazy story. See you, Didi. I want to get back to this topic about NAFA and ask Nusra what her best experience in NAFA was.
I think NAFA is, I think all schools would agree, or like you guys would agree with me, it's a training ground for artists for the future to train as a creative. So, but being a student in NAFA doesn't really revolve around just train to be an astounding artist. But I think admitting here, it builds up my character because I'm given the opportunities to mix around with different people of different backgrounds, like for such like Indonesians, the which comes to a point where like I think NAFA, one of the best experiences forging friendships with them, because the classroom, the assignments given, there's always opportunity to do to there's always opportunities for us to forge new friendships. So like I think friendship is one of the best takeaway that I got from NAFA.
Yo, Loki, I'm touched. Bella, what was your best experience in NAFA?
I think my best experience in NAFA, I would say, is every time they did open house, it's very fun experience, very great experience. Like, shout out to Nick and also all the student ambassadors. He was one,
Shout out to student
the
ambassadors like Bella, who were great student ambassadors. Yeah,
yeah, wow.
yeah. Continue. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. All the student ambassadors during the open house, they always like did dancing and singing every day in the foyer to attract attention from the public, to get people's attention to come to NAFA, to let us show like what we can do as an art and design student. That's like the best part that I always keep in my memory. I think it's like the best. I think it's kind of like one of the best day I ever had. So yeah, wow.
Right, right. So just hanging
That's
out,
nice.
dancing for the crowd. Random dance party, guys. Let's go.
Yay!
Okay, okay. Back on topic, ladies and gentlemen. Darren, what was your favorite memory in NAFA? Choose wisely.
All right. So I think one of the best moments that I've experienced is establishing a team of talented artists and taking on various competitions. So we've been through hard times and amazing times together, but in the end, it was all worth it. So shout out to my group, Gentlemen Debate Society of Singapore. It helped you guys helped me out to grow as a person socially, and I'm really grateful that NAFA has given me a chance to do so here. To be able to take on a lot of competitions, being able to compete with others. That is the experience that I can never get anywhere else. So yeah, I think that's it.
Very heartwarming, Darren. You've clearly grown a lot, and I'm going to do a little throwback. Here's a picture of Darren in year one on screen right now. That's Darren. That's Darren about 3 years ago. Okay, and this is Darren now.
That's
Wow,
it.
what a big change! What a big change. So Darren, you talked about growth and changing. I mean, clearly you've lost all the color in the second picture, so that's one change. But could you tell us a bit more about how else you've grown over the years?
Oh, okay. I mean, a lot of changed since my third year. I joined internship, and NAFA is actually this industry-based learning where students are employed in companies where we go on internships, and it really changed the way I see how design is. Uh, I've always been the youngest person in the group, but being able to work with professionals, with people older than I am, it just goes to show that age does not matter, but it's what you can offer as a person to other people. That's what matters.
Great answer, Darren. Great answer. I also want to highlight that Darren is actually also the youngest guy in our group. But real quick before I change to the next question, yeah, I mean he's like what 18. Before I change to the next question, Darren, can you make that face of you in year one again? I just want to compare really quick. Okay. All right. All right. Did I ask Nusra? Okay. What was your biggest challenge in NAFA? Let me ask Bella that question first.
Biggest challenge.
Yes.
I would say biggest challenge is like when I have to manage my time in every term. Basically, like I think all the students in NAFA will agree with me because like in every courses we always have like different kind of project that going on at the same time. So like we have to have our own priority, which one goes first. But then like we also have to keeping up with those deadlines that we have to finish everything nicely, perfectly that until the target we want before the deadline. I think that's the best. That's the biggest challenge I got in NAFA.
Okay, so you had a lot of deadlines. I know illustration is really, really taxing. And I want to know personally, like, how difficult was it? Like, could you give me any idea of how hard it got during assessment
Oh,
period, maybe?
oh wow! It's like if I'm going to talk about animation, especially like if we have a project to do like frame by frame animation, that's a very tough project because like basically frame by frame animation, we have to draw each frame by each frame, like what like I can say like 34 frames per second, right? And then and then the requirement of the assessment like maybe like 30 second of animation, 1 minute of animation. Even for making like 30 second of animation is like very tough. There's a lot of things to draw just within like a few months. It's very challenging, and it's also yeah, it's very very challenging.
I believe that, Bella. I believe that. In fact, I have proof that it's challenging. I have a picture of you during assessment period right here. Can we put that on the screen, please? That
Oh
is Bella during
no.
assessment, ladies and gentlemen. So if you want to know how hard it is to become an artist, there's an idea for you. Now, I'm going to continue with another question for Bella. Your work has always stood out. In fact, you're quite popular in the school, okay? And you kind of managed to stay on top throughout these 3 years in NAFA. Could you give the audience a better idea of how you've maintained this high standard of your work for so long?
I think the best thing I can say, uh, as an artist, we have to like keep trying to make new stuff, trying to be like not only creative but also innovative. So like what we always do in NAFA, like we learning from like other artists, like maybe around the world, the artists that you like, you learn from what they did, what their mistakes, and like what pros and cons from their projects. From that we can learn that what we can improve, and like what we can put more to that what we want to create it. So I think become I think be yourself and like keep trying to create new stuff. That's the point that I would like to point out.
Beautiful answer from Miss Maria Martha Arabella, aka Miss MMA. Okay, I have a
Woo!
question from the crowd. Okay, well, first I want to say, Jordan says that Bella looked like a penguin. Thank you, Jordan. Second question: what
Okay,
advice
thank
would you give your year one self? I'm gonna ask that question, Darren, year one self. I mean, clearly year one you were like whatever face that was. So could you give me some advice for that boy over there?
All right. I think what I wish I could have done better in year one was that I was so caught up with my work. I've been doing all I do every day is just sit at home, do my work. But I did not go out and have fun with my friends or anything. So I feel like I did not. I grew in terms of like academically, but I did not grow socially. And I think as artists, as designers, we need to be able to be to socialize with others because we want to know the perspective of others, and that's one thing that I can I can recommend to you guys for my year one friends, being able to communicate, being able to just have fun is really important because that changes the way you see things. It changes your perspective about life, about your work, and everything else. So I want all my first year students friends to also be able to have fun. Yeah.
Yeah, bro, your social skills definitely got better. You remember when you first met me and you called me a jock?
Oh, well, well, I'm not wrong.
All right, all
Yes,
right. Anyway,
right.
anyway. Nusra, what would you tell your year one self?
I think I would I would like myself to set some goals because like clearly in year one I was not organized in a way because like I felt like I didn't set enough goals or like I didn't hit any goals or like I didn't feel that satisfied after completing year one because like I just felt like I just had to get over and done with because yeah I just feel like year ones you should actually set a goal for yourself so that you'll feel proud and that accomplishment you make I think it will make you feel better the next step.
Right, right. I agree with that. If I could tell myself something in year one, it would probably be to do like 3D fundamentals better. Like if you saw my assessment, guys, like y'all saw that clay thing, bro. It was like bad. It was really bad.
Wow.
I can imagine.
I'm gonna move forward and then ask another question for you guys. What is one big takeaway you're gonna take from NAFA? As in, like I know we've been talking about like all these like good things that you've learned over the years, but one thing that you could only get from NAFA. Oh,
I
sorry.
think personally,
Yeah, Nusra.
yeah. Um, from NAFA, I think because this is like my first time being in an arts school, so of course, producing great ideas, art pieces, campaign. Because I'm in advertising, I'm supposed to come up with campaigns. It doesn't come naturally for me. Is this for others? So I need a lot of inspiration and personally creative juices only comes naturally when I am having a conversation with someone or like I'm in that particular environment where it allows me to have inspiration or like just having normal conversation. Like I like being traditional and having to talk to someone face to face. So because of this pandemic, like you have to stay at home. Like all you can do is talk to your lecturers via camera, like Zoom meetings, Teams. So creative block is one of the things that I think personally all the creatives would for sure once in their life um, get like at some point of time. So the pressure to perform better than before and not meeting expectations, but being able to get out from that creative block, I think was what NAFA has trained the students as well. Because conversing with your lecturers and your friends around you, because of the environment that you're in, I think it really helps a lot. Because when you're talking to someone about things and like you feel like they're there to listen to you, because I feel like I feel better if I listen to if I feel bad if I talk to someone about things and then they can empathize with it. So one takeaway is that NAFA really nurtures us to be how we are supposed to be in the future as well. So yeah.
Thank you so much for that advice, Nusra. I hope the audience can take that all in and kind of apply that. We have a lot of questions from our Facebook and YouTube channels, and let's start with this fun one. What's your spirit animal, guys? Anyone? Just what's your spirit animal?
Spirit animal.
Yes. It's like an animal that's like.
Unicorn.
Yeah, what is a spirit animal?
I'm not sure. Eh?
If I had a spirit animal, it would be Campari. I like that.
Co-
Darren, what about you?
I think you know this. Like you saw my account. It's called capybara.
Okay.
It's basically like the biggest rodent ever, and they're just chill, man.
A chill rodent. A chill rodent. Okay. Nusra? Spirit animal?
I think ponies.
Is it because okay, never mind. Okay.
Yeah. I have like
Yeah.
a whole collection of it, and
Yeah. We saw it just now.
Young at heart,
before
young
you
at
came,
heart.
yeah. Okay, Bella, your spirit animal. I think Jordan answered this
I don't
question,
know
so
what. Yes, I would say penguin.
a penguin.
I
Oh,
don't know what
'cause-
my spirit animal, but I would say penguin.
okay, a penguin. All right, all right. Okay, we have another question from the floor, from Kim, of course, right? What was the greatest challenge you faced in NAFA and greatest work you guys ever made in school? Okay, first of all, Kim, we already answered the greatest challenge. Thank you, Kim. But the greatest work we made in school, Nusra, greatest work you made in school.
Greatest work.
Yeah, that you ever made.
I think the most that stands out is the assignment that we did together because we were teammates. So Nick and I
Okay.
were in a group together. So we had to do this assignment on human trafficking, and like it was so hectic. Like that was the first time that we were actually tasked to do an advertisement that's for like 60 seconds long, but we were so extra. We decided to do like 3 different separate ones. Yeah, that's how extra we were. But like I think that experience was so it packs a punch because that we were such amateurs, like we just started off, like we didn't know what exactly to do, and planning took years because we couldn't settle down on one thing, especially with Nick in the team.
Ah,
Yeah, like we went through, like we had to cast people to act for our advertisement. We had to go to the locations and like just recce. So all of those things, they actually it was a great experience because like that was the first time that we were being tasked to do that. So yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Like that was like for the audience at home, like that was like some sort of like Mad Men episode. Like
Yeah.
we couldn't find a location to shoot, so I walked out of the school library to like the nearest construction site, and I went to the boss. I said, "Yo, let me shoot here this Saturday." He goes, "Let me ask my boss," and that goes on like five different layers, and then like our other
Everything was
teammate
so
Fazera.
impromptu.
Yeah, our other teammate Fazera. Oh, actually, we have a picture of us. Noose, we got a picture of us from
Yeah,
that
yeah.
project. Um, the other teammate, Fazera, to the left, these two beautiful ladies, she was like whining the whole time, like, Nick, hurry up, we need to find an actor. And I'm like, oh my God. So I went over to like the restaurant next door and I went, yo, I need an actor for $50. And this dude's like, hey, I'll do it. And that's how we got it. So really fun, really spontaneous, just how we like things here in NAFA.
Yeah.
Okay, there's another question from the floor. 3 words to best describe your experience in NAFA. Can I get Bella to answer that, please?
Oh my gosh. I think I would say
Wait, were those the 3 words, or did you,
no,
or are
no.
you gonna choose after this?
Um, I think I would say challenging, fun, and free food. No, that's
That's
four.
4. That's 4. Never mind. It's okay. We're in art school, not math school. Okay. Before I
NAFA is
continue,
always best. NAFA always giving free food every time.
Fun fact.
thank you, Nafa, for the free food. Please up that when
Yes.
students go back to school. Before I continue, I just want to give a quick shout out to my favorite, Kay Ashley. How you doing? Darren sent me that. Okay. How many coffees have you consumed during your over the course of your tenure in NAFA? Nusra, do you drink coffee?
Yes.
What?
I used to abhor it. Like I really, really hated it, but because of NAFA,
Oh, really?
I had to. Yeah, all the endless nights, like I couldn't. Yeah, I was addicted to it some point of time. I mean, especially that assignment.
That's I mean, we got kicked out of 3 hotels in Geylang into like this
Yeah,
pouring
yeah.
rain for but yeah,
It
wait.
was-
So that leads to the next question. How did you guys like stay up? How did you guys pull up all nighters to finish these projects? Darren, I worked with you before. You were sleepy. You're a sleepy guy. So
Yo.
tell me about that.
I don't know. It really changed how I sleep. My sleeping habit was very different. Uh, it was to the point where I sleep at like 9 a.m. and wake up at 3 p.m. But how I do it, basically make it a habit. Just do your work. If it's not good enough, just keep doing it until it's good to take breaks, but just keep pushing forward. Make the best work possible, and if you have passion on it, time is not gonna be an obstacle. It's not gonna be an obstacle. So yeah, just have fun with your work, and you're not gonna have any obstacles like that.
You heard it here first. Darren, you and I are going to be working really late tonight on that branding. I got another question. G.I. Maria, who I assume is for Bella. I've seen your project. How did you come up with those quirky characters?
Oh, well, that's an interesting question. Actually, like I got a lot of inspiration of a lot of like artists that I already see, and I kind of took up those styles like a lot of them. I usually like I stack up all my references into like one paper, and then like I kind of like I kind of like take out like a little by little of their styles, and then like I try to create a new style of mine with like a little bit of theirs also. So like yeah.
There you have it. That's how she came up with those quirky characters.
Love it.
We have another big question actually. This one's a little more serious. Sorry, I know serious. I turned my phone off. If you could stand for a social cause in today's world, what would it be and why? Nusra.
I think women's rights in Singapore. I think there's a big hoo-ha going on about like because of the voting and everything. So I think one thing I would stand for is women rights, like how the pay difference in companies, like
project on that.
certain people. Yeah, I did a
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, I think that's important because like nowadays everybody's like equality, everything, but we're just saying it, we're not actually doing it. So as artists, I think we should take this opportunity to be better and like to make things better for others.
Beautiful cause. Darren, what's one social cause you'd like to support or do
I
currently
think
support?
all right. I think it might be like those fake news. There's a lot of fake news going on, and I think we as people, we are responsible on what we read and what we share with people. So I think we have to put on that research, that we can't just throw around information that we personally don't believe in, or we can't confirm is true. And I think that is something that every one of us are responsible in doing.
I agree, Darren. And Bella, what's one social cause you'd like to support?
Well, I would say my issue is like quite heavy that I really like every time I heard this issue, like it's always burn me up. Like well, one of the topic is like sexual assault on women. Like those kind of topic is like I'm always like I feel sad if I hear news or cases about that. Then, and I always like want to try to bring up this topic like non explicitly to like make people know about like this issue is still going on from old times even until now. Yeah.
Very serious cause. Yeah, I agree with you guys. I think as artists, we definitely have a responsibility to play in, helping people who might be marginalized or oppressed. And I think that's why we need to use our talents to create work that makes a positive impact on the world. Can I get a hey if you agree with that?
Hey.
You see it right here. NAFA students doing their part to change the world. All right, I have a couple more questions. Like, keep them coming, guys. I wanna kind of like stick it to these these three participants here. Give me the hardest question you can, guys. Kim, if you want to come in here and
Oh
just
no.
give me something. Least favorite work and how it helped you advance your career. Okay, let's start with Bella. Least favorite work.
Oh my gosh. I think I would say my very first animation I did during for year one is like literally frame by frame animation. I remember we did it's just a trailer. No, animatics even. It's just animatics. But then like actually the requirements is just like I think I remember like 30 seconds or 1 minute animation. Instead I literally did until like 2 minutes and more. But then like oh my gosh, the art style, the color is like very bad because like I didn't do much research on that and like I don't know. And even now I still quite embarrassed about that project.
No need to be embarrassed. You're doing pretty well now. Okay. Next, Darren. Least favorite work.
Least favorite work. Okay. It's actually my first term of my FYP. I did a project on basically helping students, foreign students, to be able to adapt to Singapore. But I didn't really put a lot of branding into it. I basically like I used whatever brand I was picking and use that branding. It was almost no effort, but I so I'm gonna give a shout out to my lecturer Winnie Tan, who actually really pushed me to 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 be able to express my work better. So in term two, I keep pushing forward. I did my work in in better ways basically. And yeah, I wasn't proud of my first term work, but during my second term, I basically like uh, change everything and make it better. Yeah.
Okay. Proud of you. I remember how I saw that comeback for that project. Nusra, least favorite project.
I think it has to be the healthy living project. I think one of that. Because like, what do I know about art direction, right? Back then, because like that was just like when we first started out. So we were supposed to like do a campaign on healthy living. So all our photographs and like yeah, photographs it has to be taken by us. So like, and yeah, what do I know about photography, right? So that project was really I don't even want to talk about it because like everything was just a mess. Like there's just no art direction because like back then I didn't really because the photos were all like a mess. Yeah.
Right, right. Okay. Great answers, and I'm glad we've all moved on from this horrible work that we at least think is bad. I want to pause really quick. My cousin from Queens, back home, is asking for a year. So year, okay, yeah. Can I get a year if you're from Queens? The city for that matter. Okay. Do you guys watch Naruto?
Yes.
Oh, I watch.
Used to.
Yo, there's a question right here that says, which Naruto character you associate yourself with? I'm gonna start. I'm Itachi because like my grad photo, I had like my arm like
Oh my
that. So that's me straight up. Damn, who are you?
I don't know. I guess I always like Sasuke.
Don't come on.
I don't know, man. Oh, maybe. Okay, okay.
You're a Shino, bro. You're a Shino.
Maybe. You know, you pick.
Okay, fine. Whatever. Fine. Bella, who's your Naruto character?
Oh, I don't know. Probably I'm gonna say I wanna be Sakura, like those kind of tough girl thing. But
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, that's Sakura. And Nusra, your Naruto character.
I don't watch Naruto, so
Boo! Boo! Okay. It's okay, Nusra. You don't need to watch Naruto. You're probably like a One Piece fan, whichever. Anyway, I'm gonna say right now, Naruto is better than One Piece. Get at me.
all right.
What was there was one question here from okay. These some crazy questions, guys. Most favorite teacher, guys. Speed run. Nusra, favorite teacher.
All of them.
Lie,
Okay,
Nusra.
all
Give
of
me
them
give me
is
the real
fine.
answer. Come on,
No.
Gucci FR, bro. Give me the real answer. Choose
For
one.
real. Yik, Sweet Chong, and Eric. I mean, like Eric used to scare me at the beginning, but like I love him because we actually talk about things like really like friends kind of thing. Like, you know,
Right.
he,
Okay.
he's eye to eye with us.
Sure. And that question was asked from Jason. Is Jason Christopher the guy with the glasses?
Yeah, I think so.
Bro, how are you tweeting this from prison, bro? No, I always make that joke, guys, because he lost like 7 kids during orientation. Bella, he was in orientation, right? And he lost 7 kids. How do you lose 7 kids? Yeah,
What?
exactly.
Are
Yeah.
you
So I told him I called the police and that the police were on their way. So he got scared. Yeah. Anyway, Bella, favorite teacher.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I would say Roy, Joseph, and Jamin. Oh my gosh. Those are the best.
Okay. Darren.
Andrew, Kevy, Winnie Tan. Hello.
Okay. Grateful students right here. Teachers, give a little shout out to them next time you're teaching. Say shout out to Darren. Miss Winnie. Miss Winnie Tan is asking, what advice would you give your juniors if they're feeling stressed out? Darren, please answer this question, Darren.
If you're feeling stressed out, right? Okay. What I do, I always ask for support from my parents and from my friends. And Nick, you would know about it. I actually asked help from you when I was really stressed out. You really helped me to view things that if things feel like that, if it feels like everything is falling down, you help me to view it in a way that helps me. It's like you help me view this thing as something that I can learn. It's not something that I should regret, but it's something that I can learn from. Like I can always improve from this point on. And yeah, I think support from your family and friends is really something that helps you in your stress.
It's really emotional, Darren. It actually wasn't that emotional that time. Guys, for the record, all I was doing was just smacking him, saying, "Get out of this! Get out of this! Get it together." So like, don't let him let you think that it was a really emotional process. We don't do that sometimes.
Well,
Nusra, any advice for your juniors?
Advice. I think it's best if you're really stressed out and like you just don't know what to do. I think it's best if you talk to someone, because like I think it's okay if they can't they can't connect with you or what, but like, at least you let your feelings out and like the burden's off your shoulder. Because I feel like talking to someone really lightens things up, and maybe they could have the solution to whatever you are stuck with. So yeah.
Great advice, Nusra. Great advice. Bella, what's your advice for your juniors?
Well, I think I'm just gonna add on from Nusra. usually I also did talk to my friends if I'm having trouble with my work or like having art block, and those time is usually that's the time that I probably gonna get new solutions from there, and also like maybe like you can take a walk, take a break from your work, stop doing your work for a while, like go outside, go to the mall, watch movies, or like buy nice foods for yourself for a while, and then like after maybe like after you calm down, then you can go back to work or like yeah, just refresh your mind for a while.
Good advice. I actually have one more question from Kim, and he's asking if there was one thing you could change about NAFA, what would you change? Real quick answers, guys. Really quick.
Oh, I will say, please, can you open a canteen?
Guys,
It would
come
be
on.
nice. That
This,
would be
this
nice.
question, yo, this city is our canteen, guys. Come on.
Right.
No, but still, we still need a
You have to walk
canteen.
a distance.
It's like,
Yes.
dude, it's 50 feet across the street. You said your favorite restaurant was Shams last night.
Yeah, but it's only Sham. That's the only choice I have.
Oh, so okay, Darren, where do you eat?
Mm,
Sorry?
Where do you eat?
Where do I eat?
Yeah.
There's actually plenty of choices for me. I live
There you
nearby,
go. That's
so
it. That's it. I got it. I got it. Okay, plenty of choices. He said it. Next, Darren, what would you change?
sorry.
What would you change about NAFA? One thing, real quick.
What would I change? What would I change? Right, maybe like a little bit of how it looks. NAFA has this like like a lot of people think NAFA is a hospital, is because it doesn't look like an art school. But I think that could be something that NAFA would change. I don't know.
You're putting a lot of pressure on me. I'm about to send you to the hospital, bro. Nusra. Just what's the thing you would change about NAFA?
I think from what the both of them have said, like mentioned, I think yeah, canteen is something. Because like for me personally, there's not many choices. So yeah, I often patronize Shams, but like you get sick of it, so you want other choices. And as for the building, yes, I also agree with what Darren said. But I mean, it does feel like it's very traditional. Like it's not like those modern minimalistic kind of
For
thing.
real.
But yeah, I
Like,
think that could be it.
yeah, there's a lot of schools like with like crazy architecture and all. I always felt that NAFA
Yeah.
was just beautiful because you could like project yourself onto that white. Anyway, real quick, there's Wildfire Burgers at the school now. In case you guys didn't know, Cluck Cluck is gone. So, bye Cluck Cluck.
Oh
We'll miss you.
no.
Didn't have a chance to eat there. Okay, it's been a really wonderful session with many wonderful questions and answers. Dance party, real quick.
Woo, woo, woo.
Okay, before we end, I'm going to ask you guys one final question. Okay, what is your future plan moving out of school? I'm sorry,
think so.
I have to ask someone, right? Okay, Nusra, please, could you please answer that question?
I think for me, the direction that I'm gonna take when I graduate is to become an art director, of course, because I think my focus and my main strength is there. But I think I won't like have a jump start. Like I think I still need to build my craftsmanship and like work ethics more. So I think no doubt I would intern for some agencies and just build up on my portfolios. Yeah. Other than that, yeah, I think I need to build up more on my strengths and yeah, ethics and yeah, my strengths.
Awesome, Darren, you?
Yep. For me, I think I've said it before. I really wanted to work in a UI UX company again. It's really my passion. But in 5 years' time or further, I'm really excited about what we have planned. You, me, Nick, and our creative team, Timothy, Gary, and Hakim. We wanted to make an advertising agency in the future, and we want to make it the best advertising agency possible in the world.
Okay, and Bella, great answer, Darren. I'm sorry, there's a lot of pressure on me right now. Bella, what's your next step?
I would say right now, currently, because like from NAFA, I really took interest in doing character design, doing illustration, and actually animating, like infographic and motion graphic. I think I will say I will pursue those jobs, like to be an illustration animator. I will find a place that I can be in some animation or illustration company, and maybe I want someday I can have like I can create my own comic or story.
I love that. I love it. Can't wait to see your future stories. Okay, well, we're gonna have to close up. I got a bunch of like directors telling me to quit right now. But before we end, real like keeping it for real, I just want to say, I mean, since it's my last session here, I just want to say thank you to everyone who helped with the collectibles team and worked on the grad show. Whether it was Miss Christabel, Mr. Fazli. Hey, Mr. Fazli, I see you over there. Like quite literally, I see you. What's up? Who else? Miss Yix, Miss Joanne Pei, Miss Abby Lim, Jaslyn, the social media team, these two sirs over here with all that fancy tech stuff making this live. Just want to, hey, you three, can you just clap for them real quick? Because just some gratefulness, guys. Thank you. Thank you, everyone who was a part of this grad show. And with that, and thank you so much and have a great day. The next Gucci For Real series installment begins tomorrow at 3 p.m. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.